Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. At the time of this uploading, Happy New Year to all of you. Just good to see you all, and so I bet you're wondering, so BlazingKnight, well, this is some new type of thing for the channel, what's it all about? Well, no doubt you can tell that my upload schedule throughout 2021 was very sporadic and a lot more spaced out than usual. Like, people already know I usually take a month between videos, but now I was getting like 2 to 3 months with like the Fire Emblem Heroes, artwork one, and that one took a while. And much of that reason is because not only is it just high production values, but I do animations now, and animation takes a long time. Anyone who's done animation can vouch for that. It takes a long bloody time, and I want to do it because I want to make my videos as fun, as memorable, as enjoyable as possible, but it comes at a cost of time, not so much time constraints, but rather long periods of just kind of dead air, especially because I haven't been able to, because of how Twitch has been as well, just doing all that and just life in general. It's been very busy. So, I got this idea. My buddy Lucina21 suggested the idea that why don't I do some like tier list related videos, because they're kind of like countdowns in a way, like ranking based. That way I can sort of like just discuss more things about the game, because I get requests to do various videos all the time, but again I can't cover all of them because if I was to do each one, I'd overwork myself to death. It would be ridiculous. But there's other topics like I can cover with tier lists, because obviously videos that people really want to see, like Golden Deer, Ashimals, which I'm currently working on, Monster Hunter Rise, like monsters, that type of thing, I definitely dedicate countdowns to. But other stuff, like smaller stuff in the background that's not so much a priority for me, I can easily do tier lists of, and I think that'd be pretty good. People seem to like tier lists, and I think it will work. So I hope you all like this video, and just let me know what you thought in the comments and stuff like that. Or if you want, DM me on Twitter or Discord. I'll probably, if you've got suggestions for everyone, I'm more than likely to. It's easier to keep track that way. But anyway, so we're gonna start with Fire Emblem Three Houses based tier lists, and I'll see how many I've got 4 in mind. It depends on how long it's gonna take. I don't want these to be too long. But yeah, so we'll start with Fire Emblem Three Houses based tier lists. Okay, so the first tier list we've got, this is going to be, like, ranking characters, not so much my favorite, but more so in terms of how you view them romantically, if you will. Like, basically, how, like, in terms of just, like, relationship status. So we've got, like, the goddess tier, like, they are perfect, they're just yes in everything in the partner. King, queen, which is, like, there's maybe one thing holding them back, but aside from that, it's like, oh my god, I love you. There's boyfriend, girlfriend, where it's like, you go out with them, be intimate, don't know if you go all the way like marriage or stuff like that, but you'd very much love to be with them for a while. Dilf MILF is kind of the same thing, but for the more adult characters, where you wouldn't want to say, get in a proper, propose to them, but you'd actually do everything else around them. Protect is where it's like, you don't want to get romantic and involved, but you absolutely adore them. They're super, super cute, they're super lovely, but you don't want anything romantic or anything like that. Oh, and by the way, just for verification, this is all time skip based, just so nothing sus is going on. Okay, there's Pump and Dump. Pump and Dump is pretty much you fuck and then that's it. That's all there is to it. Literally, you go out for drinks, you take them back to your place, you fuck, and then bye. Just no more. That's all it is. Past is, well, that's simple. It's like, nah, I'm not interested. Again, they may be nice people, they may be lovely people, but you're just not interested at any point. Like, don't want to be intimate, don't want any sort of relationship. It's just like, can we be friends, pretty much. And then there's Get Fucked, no. just no. So anyway, yeah, I'm just judging it based on that. Remember, this doesn't reflect like best character, because sometimes a character could be really well written in terms of just how intriguing they are. Doesn't mean they're the best in terms of relationship status, and vice versa. Some characters can be not the most deep or not the most complex, but they could be amazing in terms of, do you want to confess to them, that type thing. So let's go from here. So start with Byleth, both of them. Byleth's a hard one because, again, Byleth is pretty much, it's up to you how Byleth is determined, but based on what we know, again, Byleth really does help people, they're not too talkative, but they're generally very understanding, so I'm going to go with, and they are, because everyone confessed, I wouldn't call them God, but I'd say King Queen tier, because, they are they are very nice at the end of the day, and the heroes of Fodlan, so they've got that going for them too. Okay, so next is Edelgard. Okay, this is a really interesting one. I'm going to put Edelgard, well, let's grab the time skip just to be safe again. Just grab the time skip. I'm putting Edelgard in the King Queen tier, not God or Goddess. The reason being is that, obviously, Edelgard is not very much the romantic type. She's very stern, very focused, very driven, And she ain't got time for bullshit. So I imagine if you try to flirt with Edelgard and it goes wrong, she'll just slap you upside the head. But the reason I put her here is, well, for one thing, like, she's incredibly ambitious. She's a very driven woman. So if you were in a relationship and stuff like that, she'd not only push you, but push herself. And you'd probably be very secure being with Edelgard, despite the whole I'm going to conquer Foden type thing. But not only that, but as you see with the Byleth support and other supports, well, for one thing, if she opens up to you, like, oh my god, she's, like, unbelievably... actually, I'm going to see... I'll cut back in a second. I'll see if I can find this one particular image. Yeah, so this right here, this bit, basically, it's the bit where you join the Crimson Flower route properly, and it's before the battle, before the pre-TimeSkip. Again, the blush she has, that is the face of someone who, like, oh my god, like, look how flustered she is. But that's what I was going to say, like, when Edelgard can, like, really open up to people, she is very sweet and endearing, and if evidenced by anything like Linhardt's support, she does really go out of her way to try and help others and really cater to them. So for that, I'd put her in Queen tier. I wouldn't put her in Goddess because, again, she's not the easiest person to, just interact with and all that other stuff. Okay, next, King Dimitri. Okay, Dimitri's an interesting one because I imagine most people out there, especially because most of you who, like, romance Dimitri, especially, like, your hands, they're so... I never noticed they were so small and gentle type thing. Dimitri is very much, on the surface, for the most part, he is very much ultimate husbando material, He's good looking, he's chivalrous, he's caring, you help him, you help save him so much, so it's very emotional. But that's the thing. Dimitri I'm going to put in, again, not God, because, like, I'm not putting him in God, put him in King Queen tier, because I think Marvel's brought this up in one of his videos. Dimitri's unstable. And that's dangerous. So, yeah, again, he's got all the elements to make him perfect husbando material, except the fact that he's kind of batshit crazy. So because of that, he's obviously... That's the thing that's kind of holding him back for me. It's like that. I know it's a very small chance, but let's say, he does snap at one point. Because, you see that point beforehand where he's just downright unbearable. Like, say what you will about Claude and Edelgard, or even Rhea, they never reach that point where they're literally, like, just... dangerous and uncomfortable to be around. Unless you count her hegemon form, but that's completely different. But Dimitri has been there and it's like, oh god. Granted, when he comes out of that, it's amazing, but until then... So that's why I'll put him in King tier. Again, he's, like, if it wasn't for that one thing, oh my god, absolute god tier person. Okay, now there's Claude. Oh, god, Claude's really difficult, because the thing about Claude is, like, Claude's a really cool guy, he's very swell. He's the most, down-to-earth of the main laws and all that jazz. But in terms of relationship, but that's the thing. Aside from Byleth, and this is the thing I haven't put, aside from Byleth, I don't like any of Claude's, like, romantic options, because the whole thing about Claude is that he's, he's kind of mischievous and scheming. That's the thing. None of his conversations, when he gets to, like, the A rank with other characters, feels genuine. It feels like he's faking it, or like he's just, like, putting on a facade. Don't have that with Byleth. Byleth is, like, genuine, especially in, like, Verdant Ring. You really see he really does care for Byleth, and it means a lot. But with other characters, I don't get that with Claude. But it's hard to say, because, again, with Byleth, he does open up to you, he is amazing, but without that, with everybody else, he's just kind of... I'm putting him in boyfriend, because, again, it's like... And I know Edelgard's similar, but Edelgard, it's more of a case of... It's not just Byleth who think, because, again, even, like, with Dorothea, and even the way she kind of, like, interacts with Ferdinand and Linhardt and Caspar, she's a lot more caring in general, whereas Claude feels like he's always putting on a facade of kind of two-faced about the whole thing. Again, with Byleth, if it was Byleth alone, he would probably be in King or God, but when you got to consider everything, sorry. Oh boy. Alright, so after that, we have, see who we can pick. Let's go with Rhea, actually, because, Rhea Sophis. Sorry, Rhea Saros. Okay, I mean, some people might say God because she is an actual god. I'm going with King Queen again. I know some people say Dilf Milf, but no, I'm going to go King Queen because I've had, I've said many things about Rhea and stuff like that. She is incredibly two-faced. At one point, she could be the most wonderful in the world. At one point, she will literally turn into a monster and eat you. And, at worst, she is horrible. But the thing is, with Rhea, not only does she have that booty, but, the thing is, like, when, like, Rhea dotes on Byleth, or just dotes in general, it's like, oh, fuck, you cannot resist that. It's just, she's so soft, she's so graceful, so serene, but she has those, like, proper goddess MILF vibes going for her. It's like, god damn, why do you do this to me, woman? Oh, god. But if we were to, like, separate the two, like, Rhea would be Queen tier, not Thingamajig, because she still has that whole, thing. But if we had Saros, like, if you added them as two different things. I put Cerberus and Pump up. Why? She's still got that booty. The booty don't change. But yeah, so again, definitely put Rhea there again. I've had mentions with Rhea, but I still like, god damn. After that, right, Surface I'll put in pass, just because I know Surface is a god and... No, Surface protect Surface, because I know she's like, I don't need protection. How dare you, stupid mortal. Yeah. But I put Surface in protect purely on the grounds of, like, I know she's a god and thinking it all, but she looks like a child, and she's cute, bless her soul. You know, Surface is cute. Flame has to be protect. 100% has to be protect, because the thing is, if we tried anything with Flame, Seth would kill us. Just straight up, we'd be dead. We're just straight up dead. But Flame is goddamn adorable and very sweet and lovely. I know she is older, but just because of the way she is, you want to protect Flame more than anything else. On that note, Seth. Alright, we have the first god tier dude. Seth is god tier. Straight up, Seth is god tier in terms of thing. Why? He is a bit stubborn, and he is a bit, like, anal about Flame. But the thing that's great about Seth is he's wise, he's built, he's, you know, very handsome. He has marital experience. He's been through the trauma, so again, he knows, like, and the fact that, again, like, even with Mother Support, he does mention, you know, he would consider remarrying, and with all the other supports, Seth is willing to learn, and that's the key thing as opposed to Rhea. Seth is willing to learn and adapt and grow and evolve even past this point, so he's got everything. Yeah, he's a bit stubborn at first. Plus, if you marry Seth, you become Flame's, you know, in this case, mother, and who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to adopt Flame? But yeah, Seth is god tier. Straight up, Seth is god tier. Alright, after that, I think, Hubert. Oh, God. Okay, I don't hate Hubert or anything like that. Again, I like him as a character, but in terms of relationship, I'd say pass. Primarily because, well, for one thing, not only is he just not that charming and, you know, he'd be difficult to be romantic with in general, but at every point, no matter how much you do to try and sway him, you're always going to be second fiddle to Edelgard. He will literally be like, look, I may like you and all that stuff, you may be my wife, but Edelgard has always been the number one woman, and you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to be his number one, and he's always going to be like that. Not to mention, he gets creepy at times, and yeah, in terms of marital stuff, like, I wouldn't say get fucked, because ultimately he does, like, you know, he just judges people purely on, are you useful? Yes, good. And he's not the type to be, like, overly, I don't know, like, he's not as evil as some of the others, and he is a driven person, you know, he's a very driven person, so props to that, but yeah, no. Okay, after that, we have Ferdinand Vaughn. Okay, Ferdinand. I put Ferdinand in the boyfriend tier, because the thing with Ferdinand, he's kind of unbearable at first. But he still has, like, the traits of being, well, you know, well-kept, you know, well-groomed, very talented, very gentlemanly. On the surface, he is a bit overbearing, a bit obnoxious, but as shown with Seth, Ferdinand does grow a lot. He is willing to learn, and he is noble, like the way he goes out to protect Mercedes and try and help people. He always has good intentions. Granted, that's the thing, might be something he says or his personality that might make it so it's hard to get romantically involved with him, like properly, like proper marital stuff, but I do appreciate his willingness to learn and all that jazz. Actually, let's get another retainer on here. So let's go with Dedue. Dedue I'm putting in a king tier. Yeah, Dedue is king because, yeah, Dedue is a bit stiff and he can be not the most talkative person. But again, if you can break down those barriers, he is wonderful. He's caring. He's a big, lovely, friendly teddy bear giant. He's a really great cook. You know, he's got that massive body. You know, Dedue, like, again, obviously there's the prejudices he faces and the fact that he just doesn't like to. Again, he'll probably be difficult for it to convince him to go out on the town and do like really, really crazy stuff. But generally, he's a proper, really lovely, caring man. Dedue is a great man. And next retainer, if you will, Hilda. Okay, this one's going to be kind of controversial, I think. I'm putting Hilda in boyfriend, girlfriend. The reason I say that is because, no, Hilda is wonderful. She's loads of fun. She's very sweet. She's not, well, again, she doesn't try to overbear people with her beliefs or anything like that. And she's extremely attractive. She's really hot. The thing about Hilda, though, is, especially, this is for me personally, because of how Hilda acts, she would exploit the shit out of me, because when it comes to just type of person I am, I'm often very organized, very self-driven, and usually I'm the type where I'll just help out for the sake of helping out. Like, if something's like, the house is a little dirty, or there's groceries to get, or this needs doing, or that needs doing. Sometimes I'll only need to be told once, sometimes I don't even need to be told. I'll just, like, I see, oh, dishwasher needs empty, I'll just do it. Or this needs hoovering, I'll just do it. And stuff like that. Or someone's like, can you help with this? Yes. And it's like, I'll just straight away do it. I'm that type of person, I like to get things done quickly, efficiently, and all that jazz. Hilda would exploit the shit out of that and back. She'll be like, can you do this for me? Like, oh my god, can you do this for me? Oh my god, can you like... And even then, she wouldn't even have to say stuff. Like, let's say we had to clean the library, I just do it. And even though it's Hilda's duty. And I'm not going to say I'd be a pushover, because if I've got stuff to do and I'm busy, I'll be like, no, find someone else to do it. But then Hilda will be like, oh, please. And I'll be like, oh, fuck. There she goes with them titties again. But yeah, that's why I put her in boyfriend, girlfriend. Because... That's just me. It's like, I'd like to marry her, but at the end of the day, she'd run me ragged, and it'd be very one-sided. But at the same time, the reason I also say boyfriend, girlfriend, Hilda would be so much fun on a date. Like, no joke, she would be the absolute best time on a date with. So, she's got that going for her. And another sword tale, Lorenz. Oh, God, Lorenz. I'm going to put him in, not get fucked, I'm going to put him in pass, because the thing with Lorenz, yeah, he does glow up during TimeSkip. He does actually look pretty good during TimeSkip, and he does try to bring out the best in people. I appreciate that, but beforehand, not only does he look like a foot, like, he is fuck ugly, but he, like, if you thought Ferdinand was overbearing, at least Ferdinand has good intentions. Lorenz, at first, doesn't not have good intentions. He's just a prick. So, yeah, granted, if it was, like, just post-TimeSkip Lorenz, actually, you know what, let's change this up. If it's post-TimeSkip Lorenz, it's boyfriend, girlfriend. If it's pre-TimeSkip, it's get fucked. Yeah, also, I'd also put pre-TimeSkip Ferdinand in pass, just to be safe. Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, I'm going to leave them in. If there's actual separation, then, you know, then I will. But if it's like the same, if it's like Hubert, we pass regardless. Alright, so let's see. Let's do a bit more improv, so rather than just doing it in chronological order. Okay, first off, okay, I'll have to do this. 100% goddess. Absolute goddess. Also, the horizontal line it's not an actual ranking in terms of that, it's just wherever. But absolute goddess. Yes, she's my favorite character in the game. Yes, she's my number one thing. But the reason I put Dorothea in goddess tier is because Dorothea comes down to, she just wants to be loved for who she is. And if you can love her like that, she will love you back. And like, again, with all her like romance support, she gets so infatuated with the person who falls for her and just loves her for who she is. She doesn't like, you know, she doesn't like people who are, I'm only there because you were a performer and stuff like that. And she even though that's her drive to be financially secure, which, again, considering the time period and what she goes through, it makes sense. Ultimately, she goes with who will love me for me the most. And you want that. Not to mention, Dorothea is a fun woman. She's a flirtatious woman. She is incredibly sexy and beautiful. She's really, really talented. She's strong. But she's also caring and doting and very, very soft and sweet. She's a goddess. I'm sorry, Dorothea is absolute goddess. Alright, after that. Oh, Jeritza. Ooh. Where do you put Jeritza? Because Jeritza's interesting. Wait, did they include... Yeah, oh good, yeah. I just wanted to make sure they had the action wolves. Okay, this is weird. I'm going to put Jeritza in Protect here. Why? Because Jeritza, obviously, he's got massive, massive trauma and stuff like that. Not to say he can't be charming, because again, like, he does like the sweet snacks, and with Mercedes he could be quite nice. But often, you know, he doesn't like to be... You know, he doesn't like to interact with people, he is dangerous and all that stuff. But at the same time, you can see, like, you want to try to help the dude, because underneath that, he is a sweet, like as Mercedes says, he's a sweet boy. You know, underneath all that, he is a sweet man, and also if you got you have the Death Knight on your side, goddamn. Holy shit. But, yeah, I put him in Protect just purely on the grounds of, like, you know, just wanting him to be happy and stuff like that. I don't know if you go as far as relationship, because again, it's difficult, but yeah. Okay, after that. Oh, well, no, just yeah, the same thing. Like you, so little goddess girl, little adorable Flame, Jeritza. Okay. Anyway, oh, here's one, Sylvain. Where do you want to put Sylvain? Sylvain is one of the most interesting, because like anyone who knows, when Sylvain like can actually open up to people like Mercedes, he is straight up really charming and lovely, and he's really, really, you know, smart. He's more than what he looks. But the thing is, before that, he is a bit of a sleazer, and he also just kind of confesses out of the blue. Granted, he does that because of how people view him and stuff like that. But like in general, I'm gonna say boyfriend, girlfriend, because like it can go. You can easily go all the way with Sylvain. And there is reason to. He is quite charming and lovely when you get there. But getting to that point, especially with how he acts to you, like if he comes up to you and just goes like and starts doing all that stuff, it can feel like he's just there to have sex. So it's not the easiest thing in the world. Again, once you get to the nitty and gritty, it's great. But getting to that point, not the easiest thing in the world. Okay. Let's go with Leone. Okay. Leone, I'm actually going to put Leone in King Queen tier. Because the thing is though, like TimeSkip Leone, like pre-TimeSkip Leone looks a bit tomboyish, may not be the most attractive. No, TimeSkip, she looks like legit. She's pretty smoking. But aside from that, Leone is just really cool, down to earth. You know, she's driven, but she's just kind of laid back and nice. She has a bit of a temper tantrum, I won't deny. And there's the Geralt problem occasionally. I can imagine her and Byleth just getting on. Byleth's like, oh god, who's your dad? She just goes, Geralt. It's like, Byleth, that feels wrong on so many levels because that's my daddy. But yeah. But Leone is legit, like, she is really attractive. She's really, really cool. She does try to help people a lot. She's resourceful. Like, realistically, she's probably the most realistic, like, one, in terms of just, like, general people. She's probably one of the most realistic characters in the game. Like someone like Leone, you're more likely to see in the street than someone like, say, Mercedes or Linhardt, something like that. But, yeah, so I put Leone in King Queen. Not Goddess because of the whole temper tantrum thing at times, but Leone is Queen. Jay, don't kill me. Alright, let's try Nemesis. Alright, so imagine most people would be like, pass will get fucked. Dilf. Why? Well, that's the thing. First of all, for a guy with that old, like, he's very well built. And also, his theme song, oh god. So, imagine what would go, like, imagine making love to that song. It's like, not him, the song. But, so, not only that, but, like, he did, you know, he's the king of liberation. He's done a lot. He's very impressive, and he looks great for his age. Cause, you know, I assume he's like in his like 60s, 70s, maybe 50s. But yeah, well, not counting the fact he was buried for long. I'm talking about when he fought Seros. You know, Nemesis looks great for his age, and he did inspire a rebellion against Seros, so he had good intentions. So yeah, I put him in Dilf. I also put Geralt in Dilf tier because again, Geralt's got a lot of experience. He has shown to be a good husband to Citria, whatever her name is, and stuff like that. Granted, he's got a bit of an alcohol problem and a bit of a downer, but considering all things, you know, he is a cool guy and he does care for Byleth. He's not the most like, he's not like Seth levels of god tier or anything like that, or like proper like Dilf everything, but he's, you know, Geralt's cool. Let's go with Caspar. Alright, Caspar, I'm gonna go with boyfriend, because Caspar is kind of like, he's a bit thick-headed. Don't get me started on the fucking Hilda support. Like, hey Caspar, do you want to come to my room? Translation, do you want to fuck me? Caspar, what, you need stuff moved? Ugh. Just goes through your head. Come on, Caspar, she couldn't have been more obvious. But no, I like Caspar because even though he's a bit very shonen and thick-headed, he is genuine, nice. He's a nice guy. He's fun. Caspar has a lot of fun. Even a bit rowdy, like the way he just literally just carries Bernadetta. But, yeah, like, Caspar is, he's just cool in that regard, and he'd be a lot of fun to be around, and he would be a good husband. Like, again, Caspar would not be the type to cheat or anything, like, if you went that way. So if you could go to King, Queen, and, like, proper husband material, but I just stick at boyfriend for now. How about, okay, Marianne's goddess. Marianne, 100% goddess. Okay, so Marianne's barrier for entry is hard, because she's very self-loathing and depressing, and, like, for the most part, pre-TimeSkip, it's going to be mostly you just doing the talking. Like, you'll have to engage in the conversation, you'll have to try and lighten the mood, you'll have to be carrying most of it, and I can speak from experience, that's annoying. Like, again, it can, depending on people's moods, it's understandable when you have to do most of the talking, but most relationships and most interactions should be equal. Like, some people, it should be relatively equal in terms of who talks, who's initiating the back and forth. Marianne, pre-TimeSkip, it's going to be 95% just you, but once you pass that bit, with Marianne, she will be more talkative. Once you help her, it's all the more sentimental. She is a beautiful looking woman. She's actually pretty stacked too. Again, the face she pulls when you confess to her, and like the way you just hold her, like she holds her hand against your face. She's so beautiful. It's really inspiring because seeing her come from that, Marianne is so genuine. Like when she smiles, when she talks, everything that comes from Marianne is just from the heart. It's so pure and wonderful and lovely. Marianne is goddess. Straight up. Okay, Cronia. Cronia's an interesting one. I bet people are thinking pump and dump because there's a lot of fan art or just like stuff depicting Cronia in a really sexy way because of like, you know, the outfit she has kind of reveals the boobs a lot. But I'm going to go with I mean, let's be Connie's kind of on the creepy end just because of how she looks. I'm gonna go get fucked because again, Connie's kind of creepy. Like again, I will admit she has a kind of a sexy bob, but she's more on the creepy side. Like I wouldn't touch that with the long end of a sword of the creator. No, I'm good. Oh boy. Right. So after that, oh boy. Yeah. Alright, I don't hate it, but pass. Definitely get fucked. God, no way. God. Sorry, just scrolling over these. King Lambert, we don't know much about him, but fucking hell, he's Dimitri's dad. He looks pretty, yeah. Oh, Cornelia. Okay, so I imagine Cornelia would be the same get fucked type thing because, you know, initiated the tragedy of Duska. She's a horrible woman. She's so evil. She caused the coup against Dimitri. Have you seen those titties? God damn. Nader I put in Dilf. Nader's cool. Like, again, with the parallels and with Verdant Wind and even Edelgard's campaign, he's a cool guy. Nader is a straight up really, really cool guy. Probably not the type, yeah, because of his, like, lambastic nature, not the type to probably proper settle down with, but he's a lot of fun. No, Miklan's a get fucked. Miklan may be tragic, but he's still a prick. Miklan's a get fucked, yeah. Oh wait, definitely, where is she? Felicia has to protect. Felicia's adorable. That's a soul. Yeah, she kind of goes batshit crazy in, what do you call it? Azure Moon. But aside from that, you want to protect Felicia. She's very, very, very cute. Alright, who do I want to pick? Definitely get fucked. Fuck Acheron. This guy, I don't know much about this guy. He seemed alright. Like, his death quit's kind of cool, so I'm going to put him past. Lavistava, she looked pretty damn cool. I don't know if she's MILF, though. That's the thing. I'd straight up, because Lavistava looks like, again, kind of like, similar to, like, let's say, Shamir and just being really driven, strict, and stern. But Lavistava does look legit really, really cool. And she'd be the type I'd like to at least go out with. Again, I can't say much because we don't see much about it, which is unfortunate. But Lavistava is cool. And Randolph... I put Randolph in Protect as well. Just because protect the siblings. Keep them safe. Oh, God. Judith is 100% MILF. They're MILF vibes. Oh, God. Because, again, Judith is like kind of like the leader of the Golden Deer Sorter. Because even though Claude's taking this, she just talks down to Claude so much. And she's got proper, like, mature woman vibes. Judith is 100% MILF. Oh my god. Right, let's go. But Ash. Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna put Ash in King Queen. I'm not putting him in God only because I can see why. I know there's some people where it's like they don't want to get with Ash because Ash just come off as he's more in the protect tier, if you will. Which I get that. Because he does kind of have that whole young, cute boy going for him. I put him in King, Queen, and that's the reason I won't put him in God. But I put him in King, Queen because, again, I've said it a million times. Ash is such a good boy. I just adore him. He's sweet, he's chivalrous, he's kind, he's like, he wants to become a knight. He still sticks to his ideals and he's strong-willed, but he's such a sweetheart, bless his soul, and he's just so cute and adorable. I love Ash. He's the sweetest guy ever. Like, again, if I was a woman, I would 100%, I'd want Ash as my husband. Ash is so sweet. Among other people, but like, I really want Ash. Ash is like, yeah. Oh god, I love Ash. He's such a good boy. He is 100% good boy. Alright, Felix. Felix. Because I know a lot of you are like, again, Felix was the lowest ranked character on Blue Lions. I still like him. I'm actually going to put Felix in the boyfriend one. Because Felix is interesting. Because, yeah, he is a bit of a prick. And he's not the easiest to talk to. Like, you'll tell them to get lost. But the thing about Felix is Felix often admires quirks about people that they don't like. Some really interesting quirks. And I can tell you from experience, when someone admires something about you, which you yourself don't like, it's very impactful and it's really sweet, actually. And Felix does that, again, the way he likes Annette singing and just, like, the way Bernie is, he can warm up to, like, real aspects of people that they don't like. And that actually is quite nice. And I imagine Felix as a boyfriend, like, he'd still be focused on this mercenary stuff. He wouldn't be the easiest, but he would definitely be loyal. I would not see Felix wanting to, like, go behind your back for, like, just to cheat on you. Felix would never do that. So, yeah. Also, I want to put Felix in this thing so Lucky doesn't shoot me. Alright, let's do one of the action rules. Let's do Happy. Happy's interesting, because I'm going to put Happy and Protect. Mainly because the thing with Happy is, if you start getting intimate with Happy, she's going to sigh, and that's not going to end well. Because imagine if you're getting it on, you're making out, and she just goes, like really, really flustered. And then suddenly a giant tentacle monster appears. It's like, oh god, I did not sign up for this. No, but like, also, like, the reason I say protect, because Happy is like, she's quite funny in how dry and sour she can be. But also, you just want to make sure she's happy so she doesn't have to bear the burden of what she's got to go through, because she's got so much on her plate. And generally, she is quite, she can be quite fun and nice, especially with the whole pastry thing. Like, Happy, for God's sake, swallow. Take that out of context, if you will. But yeah, I put her in Protect just because being a thing with Happy, if she gets her Crest cure, then it's different, but I'm going to put her in Protect for now. Ingrid, goddess, absolute goddess. Because Ingrid is like, she's, like Leone, she's down to earth, but she has really, really, wonderful dreams. She's relatable, she's beautiful, and, even though she doesn't think much of her beauty, like, other people always try to bring out, like, Dorothea and such. And she's really good to have banter with. She's just someone you can genuinely get along with. She's a genuine, honest person. She's very chill. She's just, Ingrid's just really damn cool. And she's got so much going for her. She is really good looking. She is graceful, yet, gallant. She is, like, again, she looks like, especially she looks like a Valkyrie come to life. Ingrid is, Ingrid 100% goddess. Ingrid is a goddess. Yeah. Okay, Ignatz, because there's a running joke for those who've seen the live streams that we just shove Ignatz into the locker. And, like, because, like, Ignatz and Hash have some similarities, being cute, honest, quite noble and kind. Adobe, fuck off. Well, even Adobe don't like him. Get fucked here. But, I put Ignatz in pass. Like, here's the thing, Ignatz is sweet. He's a good guy, and I know why people like Ignatz, don't get me wrong. My problem is that Ignatz lacks a spine. He's so awkward around women, especially. And it's like, that's the thing, Ash can be awkward at times, but generally, he's just honest, and he has a backbone. That's the one thing Ignatz doesn't have. He's really, really like, and it's not just like, not even the most intimidating women like, Shimei, just everyone in general is like that. He's still honest and pure-hearted, I'll give him that. But at the same time, I don't want to put him in Protect because I do want to shove him in the locker. Just get fucked. You speaking of get fucked, you can get fucked. Oh my god. Yeah, definitely. Fuck Fadus / Arundel. Oh, but there was a tier below get fucked, they would be in it. I hate them so much. Hanuman, Hanuman put in Protect. Reason being that I wouldn't want to because Hanuman is a genuinely nice guy. He's wise. He's willing to try and look outside of Crest. I do like that about his support. He does try to go beyond just his obsession with Crest. He's got an interesting backstory. For me personally, and he's well groomed, he's a bit of a gentleman. For me personally, I wouldn't want to, he's just not the type I'd want to get a relationship with, and he's not attractive enough for me to put him in the DILF MILF tier, but I wouldn't want to pass up on him either. I put him in Protect because he's a guy I genuinely really admire. Gilbert, I'd say pass. Because again, he's not attractive for me. I don't find him attractive, and again, he's a shit parent. But he is still a noble in the sense of he's still a knight. He's interesting and stuff like that. There's stuff to admire about Gilbert, so I wouldn't put him in get fucked. But he doesn't deserve to be in Protect or DILF. None of that. Where's. Alright, I don't hate Cyril that much, but I don't want to protect him. I put him in pass because he's just Cyril's kind of boring to me. Like, he does have stuff outside of Rare, but it's not interesting. He's generally just not an interesting dude. I'd also put Alois in pass, because, again, I know Alois has a daughter and a wife. God, how they stomach him. And, like, Alois is cheery. He's fun. But he's cringy. Alois is too cringy for me, and I don't find him attractive either. Catherine. Okay, Catherine is definitely, for me, Catherine is pump and dump. The reason being because Catherine, as you see, like, Catherine's kind of like Hilda, where she's a ton of fun to be around. If you went out on a night of drinking with Catherine, best fucking night of your life. It will be so amazing. But, problem being, anything, like, the moment you get into an argument or something goes wrong, like, with Hilda, like, if you go into an argument with some of those people, it wouldn't be that bad. Alright, maybe Dimitri will strangle you, but that's only if he goes to an absolute worst, and maybe Rhea will eat you. Some people are into that. But with Catherine, it's like, if you get into an argument with Catherine, not only is she unbearable to talk to, but she'll knock you senseless. But Catherine is not only fun, she's hot too, so I'd put her in pump and dump. Not in the sense of that I don't like Catherine, I do, it's just that if you want to go that bit further, it's difficult. Manuela's 100% MILF vibes. 100%. Because, well, the thing is, I like Manuela more than worse people, because she actually does have some really interesting supports about, like, helping Edelgard, and helping a lot of the younger ones think more about life. She's really, again, considering how old she is, she's only in her 30s. She's got so much life experience. She's incredibly talented. She is beautiful. She is really wise and caring and sweet. Obviously, she's a bit of a wreck. That's why I put her in Dilf Milf, because, oh, God, she is sexy, especially that winter outfit. Woo! But, yeah, so Manuela, if she wasn't so much of a case of, like, she didn't have the real train wreck problem. Like, let's say occasionally she got drunk, but she was more, they showed off more of her being the actual responsible adult, 100% king queen, but for now, just put her in Dilf Milf. Okay, next, Solon get fucked. Ugh, just, ugh, no, ugh. Shamir. I put Shamir in queen, because, like, the thing with Shamir is, like, you know, Shamir's the type of person where she's cool to be around. She's really, really cool. I can see it, you know, you can work off each other well, but she's not into, like small talk, so trying to flirt with Shamir would probably be difficult. So it's like, you imagine you go up to Shamir, you start saying, it's like, try and flirt, she just looks at you. Look, do you want to fuck or not? It's like, oh, well, okay, cut straight to the point. But yeah, it's like, but at the same time, you know, when she does open up, and she can be fun, like, she's fun with Catherine, and she's not the type to bullshit. Like, she would never be the type to string you along or, like, play the long game. She'd just be like, look, do you want to go out or not? Do you want this to be serious? So she's very straight and to the point, and I appreciate that. Plus, she's very sexy, especially in that corset. God damn. But, yeah, so I put Shamir in King Queen. If she was a bit more flirtatious and easygoing, she'd be Goddess, but as it is, you know, yeah. Okay. Next, Rodrigo put in Dilf. Because here's the thing, even though the whole stuff with, he's tense with Felix and the whole Glenn thing, he, like, the way he cares for Dimitri, he is a proper, like, he is very gentlemanly, a bit on the sly side, but genuinely, like, you know, yeah, I like him, you know, I like Rodrigo, he is pretty damn cool, you know, and, you know, despite the things, he does seem like he's did his best as a father, both to Felix and Dimitri, and yeah, I like him. Alright, Petra's goddess. Petra's absolute goddess, because with Petra, it's like, no, like, because again, Dorothy is like, you're everything every woman or girl wants to be. She's extremely attractive, she has the exotic vibe, her design is amazing. She is built in a way that is like, still muscular and impressive, but still quite slender and sleek and very, very sexy. She is caring, she is bold, she's strong, but she's also sweet, and stuff like that. Granted, flirting with Petra because the whole language thing would not be the best. She would not get any of the innuendos, so it would be kind of awkward. But she's just so princess-like. She just gives off, like, you know, proper, like, just proper woman vibes. Like, Petra's just like, yes, 100%. Yes, that's the type of woman you definitely want to get with. Petra's like proper woman. I remember that actually, there was one thing I was thinking of, because everyone really liked the whole skit with, you know, the skit with, like, the Zoom calls with all the different houses, but I didn't include Petra in the thingamajig. I was going to make the joke where Petra, because she doesn't understand, like, Foden's language, and when she goes to the internet, she speaks in Reddit talk. So she's like, what up, Edelgard and everybody? Big oof today, right? And everyone's like, oh, Petra, stop. It's like, and then it's like, when it's like, they're roasting Ferdinand, it's like, lol, get wrecked, Ferdinand. It's like, oh, for God's sake, Petra, stop it, stop. Right, let's do another golden deer, Yuri. Oh, Yuri. Oh, God. Sorry, not only is Yuri super fabulously attractive, like, oh my God, but, like, again, Yuri is not, like, the most honest person. That does make it difficult, and that's why I was tempted with King, but Yuri really cares for people if you go into sports. He really does care for people, and he likes to indulge people. Again, with his English sport, he really likes to indulge people, so while a bit sly and, like, someone you can't 100% trust, once you do get to that point where you can trust him, he's just so wonderful, and he's really, really talented, he's organized, he's a leader. Oh God, Yuri is, oh Yuri. Right, next. What else needs to be said? It's Mercedes. Mercedes' actual, literal goddess. Like, she is sweet, she's caring, she's beautiful, she's also really, really hot if you go by the summer. Oh, she's, like, angelic. She's not a wimp. You know, there is times where she can be a little bit airheaded at times. A little bit. But she's not, like, you know, she has her limits. She's not gonna stand for bullshit. But she's also open and accepting. Like, even with the thingy route, like, she does say, like, even though Edelgard's trying to do things, she wouldn't want the church to be that way. She believes in the goddess, not so much the church itself. But she's just so kind and caring. And she would dote on you so much. She's so soft. She's gonna say it. She's goddess. She's absolute goddess. Next. I don't even know who that guy is. I do remember there's that one dude from Marianne's parallel, but I don't think it's the same dude. So again, I don't remember this dude. I think it was an Anna's one and just say pass whatever. I don't remember. This dude, get fucked. He's like a slimy Hubert. So, no. I'd say... That was, that was Lord Lenato up in Midilf. Because Lord Lenato I can appreciate. Yeah, because, like, again, even though he kind of lost his way and he shouldn't have done it, like, again, I get the conviction, but you got to Ash to consider. He maybe should have thought things through a bit more. But again, especially when you know all about the judge, I admire the type of man, especially because took in Ash. You know, he's a bit old, but I can appreciate him. Lysithea, let's think. I'd put her in Protect at the same time. Do you need to protect Lysithea? Alright, I'll put her in Protect, because again, I don't dislike her enough to say pass. But I wouldn't want to be her boyfriend or girlfriend, just because, again, she's temper tantrum, really, really touchy, bit of a madam, that type of thing. But again, I get what she's going through, and she is kind of cute. But again, for me, Lysithea's not the type, because she acts too childlike for me. This is just, again, she acts like a stubborn, like, again, she can be a stubborn little brat at times. Granted, you know, she has some really sweet, genuine supports like Edelgard and stuff like that, but not enough for me to consider wanting to date her. She's cute, but that's about it. Bunny. Bunny, I put, I'm kind of teetering between queen and girlfriend. I'm going to put Bunny in queen. Because, again, Bunny's like Marianne. The barrier for entry is difficult because Bernie's got anxiety problems, not so much depression. It's not as bad as Marianne, because the thing is, Bernie has anxiety. Like, she'll freak out a lot, but she'll still engage with you and try to talk. Marianne won't even bother, and that's what makes her so difficult. But once you get past that point with Marianne, it's not that she's completely cured or anything, but she's mostly, you know, it's just mostly really warm, sweet, genuine stuff. Bernadette girls at that point, but she still freaks out every now and then. But at the same time, she is like, you know, when Bernadette, this thing, when Bernadette's not freaking out or trying to be over the top, she's really, really sweet and lovely. And she is attractive in her own way too. You know, she's got the cuteness going for her. Like, you know, she's more on the, like, it's like post-TimeSkip and net. She's more on the cute ladylike side. Not sexy ladylike, but cute ladylike. So I can appreciate that. Bernie is really, really sweet. And speaking of Annette, I'd put her in Queen as well. Queen of Girlfriend. Alright, post-TimeSkip, definitely Queen. Pre-TimeSkip, it's hard to say. But post-TimeSkip, because, again, she's got the whole, like, again, she's very driven. Like, her and I would work well for each other just because, you know, we'd always be on top of things. We'd work hard together. We just have a lot of fun. She'd be very, very sweet to be around. And obviously, with her post-TimeSkip one, she does have that young lady, like very noble young lady look to her, which is really, really cute. Kind of sexy in a way. But yeah, so I'd put her in there. I wouldn't go as far as Goddess just because, again, like Lysithea, she can feel a bit too childish at times. But with Annette, there's so much to admire. I really like Annette. Right, who's next? Linhardt. Oh, I'll put her in Protect, because let's be honest, Linhardt is a nice guy. He's very sweet, really talented, and you know, when he opens up, he can be quite nice. But being Linhardt's boyfriend wouldn't be easy, just because most of the time, like, again, he'd make time for you, but that would be very, very very small intervals. And again, it's the inconsistency of Linhardt, because I wouldn't know when to talk to him. It's like, are you feeling up to it? He's like, nah, I'm tired. Or sometimes he might just come up to it when it's like, the time's not ideal for me. And that's not the best way for a relationship, you know. There has to be a kind of an equilibrium, and Linhardt doesn't have that. But at the same time, he's a lovely, lovely, very, 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 very smart young man. Okay, we already covered them. Anna. The problem is, Anna doesn't really do anything in this. Like, she has occasional dialogue, but she doesn't do anything else. She has no support, so you can't really think, but she is attractive. So there. Pump and dump. Who's left? Alright, so we've got 3 left, I believe. Yeah. Oh, Flame Emperor. These are all pre-TimeSkip. Okay, yeah, 3 left. So, Raphael, I'd say boyfriend. Because Raphael's a bit of a dumbass, but he's a lovable dumbass. Like, he'd be fun to be around. You could maybe go out with him a few times. You know, maybe get intimate. You know, be stacked, you know, stuff like that. He'd probably be a lot of fun to hold on to. But I don't know if I'd go so far as a thing, just because I feel like with Raphael, because he's a bit on the, like, not dumb, just a bit, you know, bit on the simple-minded side. He wouldn't be the best person to really go that extra mile and really want to settle down with. But he's a sweetheart. He is a sweetheart, and I'm really, really, really... He's a big bro. He is a big bro. Okay, Falfus. That's the thing. Falfus, you don't want to... Falfus does not make for good husband material purely on the grounds of, like, you know, his lambastic nature. But at the same time, he does... I'm putting him in king tier because the thing about Falfus, like, he is, like, really lambastic. He is really out there and he is unreliable. But he does all this stuff for the sake of the people he loves. Like, if you really support, he goes out of his way to help his mother, like Scythia's family. He goes out of his way to help people at the expense of himself. Now, granted, being with someone like that is going to make life difficult, but he'll always do stuff. Like, life will never be boring with Falfus, but he'll always do stuff to help you. He'll always try to help you and try to do his best. So again, he has really good intentions. He's sexy as fuck. So yeah, Falfus, you'd have to deal with a very chaotic lifestyle. But yeah, Constance, God, Constance goddess. Because, right, there's a whole point of her being low. Which, the low points with Constance, that could be interesting, because depending on how you view that, depending on how warped your mind is, that could be really interesting. Or like, because I imagine for some people, it's like, obviously, when Constance is low, she's easier to talk to, but at the same time, she's very self-loathing, and that can be kind of difficult. But at the same time, she's very susceptible. So she could very much be like, you could kind of get to do what you want, figure out what you will. But at the same time, like, the thing with Constance, even when she is at her lowest, she was still, like, with the Balfour support she shows, she still does do her best to stick up for you. So she'll try her best for you, even at her lowest, which I appreciate. And when she's on her high, like, she will be so much fun. She will push herself. She will really push you. You will have the most, like, wacky, ridiculous fun times. Not only that, but because of all the stuff she focuses on, like, the presentation, the little details of, like, the tea, she'd be really, really fun on dates or just, like, dinner nights together. And not only that, she's really, really attractive. And at the same time, you never have to worry about carrying the conversation. Constance, like, even though it might be a bit much, Constance could do that easily. She could just be like, yeah, like, she is just, oh god, she absolutely carries. But yeah, so that's everyone in terms of the tiering runs. So yeah, it was mostly, most of the characters are kind of like king, queen tier. A few protects, couple of passes and get fucked. Not that many pump and dumps, actually, which is surprising. I thought there'd be more pump and dump, but no. Because again, I was considering Kronya for pump and dump, but let me just double check. No, that's Solon, and then we got all them. Yeah, alright, yeah, we got everyone covered. Alright, cool. So, yeah, that's in terms of relationship stuff, so, yeah, figure out what you will. Okay, now that that's done, so the next tier list we're doing classes, the different classes in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, most of them I can recognize from their sprites alone, like this right here is Bow Knight and stuff like that, and this right here is Warmaster. But for those I don't know, because some of them it's a bit vague, like between Fighter and Brigand, well, there's Brigand, so I'll go back to the wiki. But yeah, so I'm just going to judge classes based on how much I like them, because I know some, obviously there's what the class attributes are, how hard it is to get them, or what they get from master skills and base skills, but I'll just go into kind of like, this isn't like, oh, best actual classes. The answer's Wyvernlord, by the way. But yeah, so let's just start. Yeah, so there's SAB, yeah, that's fine. That's fine with the tiering rounds. Okay, so yeah, let's just put Wyvernlord, Claude's personal class because it's fucking ridiculous. All the Wyvern classes definitely an S tier, like straight up, they're amazing, they work so well, just because of how the game works and just everything, you can just, yeah, Wyverns are ridiculous. Then again, what else is new? It's funny, they're still not as good as Radiant and Dawn Wyverns. Those things are stupid. Alright, so let's go. Bow Knight. Honestly, I put Bow Knight in S tier. I really love the Bow Knight class because getting it can be a bit of a hassle because you need bow, riding, and lance. But a lot of the time, I find that bow, riding, and lance kind of go together. Usually, the characters tend to either have multiple of those aspects as a positive and maybe one neutral, maybe one negative. It's rare that they've got both negative, like more than one as a negative, rare. So again, I think it works because like with Petra, Shamir, Ash, Ignatz, Leone, it all just works. And I love the fact that they have so much ridiculous range. It's like, oh my god, like the amount of distance they can cover is stupid. So yeah, I put them in S tier. Death Knight, definitely S tier. The reason being, well, the Death Knight class, it's basically the Dark Knight class, but you get Lance Flare instead of Black Tome Fair. The only thing is, if you master it, you get counterattack. Yeah, that's why it's an S tier class. It's so good. Alright, who's next? Warrior. I put Warrior in B. I think Warrior's cool. If you're like just pure physical build axe focus, Warrior's pretty cool. And if you've got a high HP or really low HP, one of the two, because it's like you've got either high, you've got big room for the threshold, low, it's easier to reach the threshold. You can really make use of Wrath, and that's really cool. Plus, I like the design as well. Like, again, I'm serious. Like, if you go open up a file of 3 houses and you look at, like, you know how you can just look at characters in the classes? Go to most females and look at the warrior class. They look good in the warrior class. I don't know what it is, like Constance, Manuela, Edelgard. They look good. They look really good. Anyway, okay. After that, Dimitri's personal class. Personal class. That's the thing. His one is good. Alright, I'll put that one on A. His one's good in terms of just pure power, what you can do. It's nothing particularly amazing, but it's very reliable. Like, again, it's not like a, oh my god, like, with Claude's one, you get the fucking, you can fly. But Dimitri's one, it's more a case of, you don't get anything in particular, you just get a lot of power, and that's useful. Edelgard, unfortunately, I'd put that in, because again, her one is armor. Granted, in terms of being an armor, it's really good, so I'll put it in B. Because, you know, armor's not ideal in this game, but it can work depending on how it's done. She's got the worst personal class of the lot, in my opinion, but, you know, she is packing a lot of bulk and power, which is useful, because that's the one thing the Black Eagles lack, bulk. Because the Blue Lions, they've got, not only do they have Dimitri, who's got decent bulk, but they've got Dudu's got amazing bulk, and Raphael for the Golden Deer, and even the Ashen Wolves have got Falfus. I think he doesn't really have anyone. Again, Caspar's not bulky. He's tough, but he ain't bulky. He still takes a lot of hits. Like, honest to God, the bulkiest units are probably Edelgard and Ferdinand, because Ferdinand at least has that HP dodge thing, which is useful. So yeah, and depending on how you look at things, Bernie as well, because Bernie has vengeance, so it's like, make her as bulky as possible, get her down to 1 HP, and it's just fucking, because, oh god, yeah. Gremory, A or S. Gremory's really, really, Gremory's like one of the ideal, I'm going to put Gremory in S just because, no, A. For one thing, it's male, it's gender exclusive, it's female exclusive, sorry, which is a bit of a problem. But, you know, also I've noticed one thing about Gremory that sucks is that I noticed that it's often, if you've got a magic character, they'll either be, it's rare that they're both faith and reason proficient, they'll either be one good, one neutral, or one good, one bad. Like Edelgard's good, she, with her budding talent unlocked, she's good reason, bad faith. And Dorothea, once she gets good both, but at first her faith is bad. So it can be kind of difficult to unlock, depending. But again, the additional, I think it's slightly additional range, as well as both pulls just getting stronger and having the tone fairs with both. Oh god, yeah, Gremory's really, really great. Brigand, okay, Brigand and where's Mage? Just standard Mage. If I can find standard Mage, that's standard Mage. Okay, the reason I put these two in A tier. Death Blow and Fiendish Blow. If you're running a magic character, you have to get Fiendish Blow. If you're running a physical character, you have to get Death Blow. No two ways about it, you need them. That's why they're so useful. By themselves, they're just standard classes. You don't get anything that particularly good, but those two skills, yeah. Oh boy, I know there's probably going to be something in the comments freaking the fuck out right now. Oh, Mortal Savant. Mortal Savant. I'm putting Mortal Savant in C. No, alright. Yeah, I'll put it in C. I'm not huge on Mortal Savant because it's meant to be a mixed build, and it can work, but rarely do I find it to be that useful. I usually find it, especially when it comes to master classes, you want to focus on one. Like, again, like, there's only, like, Yuri and Constance can be pretty... Yuri specific. Yuri can be really good as a Mortal Savant because he can run physical and magic just fine, but most characters, it's not that easy. Like, Marianne can do it decently too, but most of the time, Marianne, like, the likes of Marianne, Dorothea, Constant, you know, they have to rely on combat arts. They can't just swipe with a sword unless it's like a 11 sword or something like that. So with Mortal Savant and stuff like that, like magic is fine, but if you want to go pure magic, just go Gremory or something like that. Or, you know, or like even like one of the mounted magic classes, go that. So it's I find it situational. It can be useful, but I find it's better to specialize in being just either pure, unless you're somebody who really works well, easily. Like, honestly, Edelgard could actually do Mortal Savant pretty well because she's got good strength and magic. If you're one of those ones where you have to rely on combat arts, Mortal Savant isn't the best, but it can be potent. But if you can, like, Yuri, where I can fight physically and magically just fine, Mortal Savant can be useful, but that's why I find it very situational. Valkyrie. I'm putting Valkyrie in... I'll put Valkyrie in S. I love Valkyrie. Valkyrie's probably my favorite of the Fiend classes because not only do you have, it's not master class, so you can get it earlier than usual. but you get +2, you get additional, +1 to your black magic and dark magic range, which is super, super, super useful. And it's not that hard to unlock, be in writing and be in reason. I think it's B+ and reason, one of the two. But yeah, it's not that hard to unlock, and oh my god, it's just like, Valkyrie I find so useful. Yeah, give that shit to, I gave it to Edelgard Lysithea. Oh my god, I love Valkyrie. I love Valkyrie so much. Plus Uncanny Blow, which I find super useful, plus 30 hit upon a thing. Yeah, no, trust. Yeah, I love Uncanny Blow. Great Knight, I don't like. I'm sorry, I don't like Great Knight. Because here's the thing, I've said it before, and I've discussed with people, unless you are running 100% armor, Great Knight is a step down from any other pathway. Like, if you went Paladin to Great Knight is a step down. You have less move, your stats aren't overall as well spread out, and it just doesn't feel right. If you go in armor, then yeah, the boosted move is useful, but everything else just like, no. You have speed issues, you have resistance issues. You will be strong, but you need, especially towards the end game in Three Houses, you even need to have such high strength that you can one-shot things with either combat arts or singular, which is rare, with just one-shotting unless you use combat arts, or you need the speed to double. They do not have the speed to double. I do not like Great Knights in this game. I don't like them. Oh god. Which is a shame, because in Fates and Awakening, especially Fates, I really love the Great Knight class in Fates. It's really good. Alright, who's next? Swordmaster, let's see. Swordmaster's not that impressive in this game. Astra is really not that cool. And granted, they're very fast, and with the right sword and thing of the sword crit, it really helps. But generally, they're very one-track minded, and I don't know, just like, because I'm gonna, if I can find the class, I just really, really prefer Assassin. Assassin for me, wrong one. That can close that actually. Assassin is A tier for me. Assassin's really cool. It's because again, you be in sword and bow, which is easy enough to get. You get lethality, you get the 6 move. Oh god, Assassin is so good. I really, really, really like Assassin. Because again, most of the time, like with Felix or Yuri or Catherine, I love to go Assassin class. I really, really like Assassin. I think Assassin's great. After that, there's Cav. Cav I put in B, because especially for an intermediate class, Cav having that much move and being decently bulky too, I like Cavs for that. They're very reliable. They're not anything amazing, and Desperation, unless you're running the risky thing, because again, I already find the need to use Desperation because most of the time my unit's HP is always really above the 50% threshold. But yeah, so Cavs are just reliable, are really, really reliable. And on that note, yeah, Paladin is A tier for me. I wouldn't put it in S, but Paladin's A. Paladin's like the most solid, reliable class you can go with. Not be in Lance and Riding is relatively not that difficult to get. You get Aegis, and it's just all around really, really useful. It's not like super powerful, and that's why I put like Valkyrie higher because of some of the stuff you get. But Paladin is just, you cannot go wrong with Paladin and Fire Emblem, unless it's Radiant Dawn. But even then, oh Titania. All right, after that, this is Archer class. Archer, I'm gonna put in B. Because early on, having that additional range 1 to 3 is actually pretty useful. And they also get hit plus 20. Because again, you'll be surprised when you go back and play the early game Three Houses, having classes that can that's why I put Cav a bit higher, that can move a bit further or hit a bit further. It's really, really useful in the early game. There's so much you could exploit and just makes it so much more comfortable. So yeah, I think Archers are pretty cool. And on that note, Peg Knights. Right, I put Pegs in A. Because even though they're female exclusive, they're not that difficult to get either. Darting Blow for unlocking it, so plus the extra speed, which is always really, really useful. Even for defensive purposes, because let's say even if you're a slow character, the plus 6 speed can help it so that you don't get doubled in retaliation when you attack, so that can be useful. So Pegasus Knight definitely go over, and again the flying mobility. The 6 move compared to 7 isn't that great, but still useful. And on that note, I put Falcos in, I don't know if I want to put them in S though, because Falco's are great, but again, female exclusive. I know Valkyrie's female exclusive, but Valkyrie's easy to get. Because you need, but at the same time, Falcos only need C+ or C in sword, which is useful. And, just Falcos again, I'll tell you what, if you're a character who's got really good sword arts, a female, like if you're Constance or you're Ingrid or something like that, and you get Falco, you just fucking wreck. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'll put Falco there, like lower end of the S tiers, but still pretty good. After that, this is Holy Knight. Okay. A little controversial. I'm putting Holy Knight in C. The reason being, Holy Knight has one of the cool things, which is White Tome Fair, which is really, really cool. But here's the thing, not a lot of characters actually have faith-based attacks. Like, you can have a good faith pool like Mercedes or Linhardt, but they're not attacks. Like, the only attack you have is Nosferatu. Even Manuela, you only have Nosferatu. Holy Knight only really works for, like, Marianne or, I think, Constance or Annette, where, and Lysithea, where you've got light-based attacks and you can focus in on that. But if you don't have... Because the thing is, with Reason, you're always going to get attacked. So Black Tone Fairs or Dark Tone Fair, whichever, it's always going to be useful, even if your spell pool isn't that useful, isn't that big. With White Tone Fair, you need actual faith attacks, and not everyone has faith attacks. So it's situational to me, but if you can get a class to work with it, it's really, really useful. Okay, War Monk, War Cleric. I put that in... I don't know. That actually, I'm gonna put it in A. I like War Cleric, War Monk and Cleric, because you get a really nice mixed build. You can be supportive, you can be attacking, you know, because the faith type thing, like, again, there's a lot of power behind the thing. So even if you're not the most powerful unit physically, the fist fair stuff can really help you, and the stat boost can help you too. But the magic as well, you can do some attacks, you can do quite a bit of support. I really like that. They're very versatile, you know. And on that note, I'll put Enlightened one there too, because they're kind of like War. They're kind of similar to War Cleric with the whole faith and physical. So I'll put them there as well. Right. Warmaster. Oh, Warmaster. Because I know a lot of people fucking love... You know, I'll put Warmaster in S. Just because I know there's so many people that love Warmaster. Granted, Warmaster doesn't have the perks of mounted utility and, you know, it's male exclusive. But in terms of pure, like, combat, not only do you have, like, just the raw damage output, you have quick riposte and defiant crit. And again, in terms of pure damage, these things are fucking ridiculous. I know there's probably some people out there who's like, in terms of utility, they're not that good, and I get that. But I can see why people would put it. Again, for me, it would be the lower end of the S tiers, but still, oh my god, what a class. Dark Bishop. No, alright, so there's Dark... Yeah, that's Dark Bishop. Dark Bishop I put in A, because Dark Bishop, not only do you have, like, I think you get Fiendish Blow with it, but you also get Life Taker, and Life Taker is awesome. So that's really, 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 really... I find that really cool, because even, even put like with Dude's got not the best spell pool, you can give that motherfucker Life Taker, and there you go. So yeah, I put that there. Dark Knight. Dark Knight I put in... I took Dark Knight in A, because they work well as a good mixed build. Like, because most Dark Knight characters, you can run physical, but you also have the magic to back you up. Because the tome fairs, like, you have a lot of different spells, it is pretty useful. And I find a lot of characters can run, like, magic users. Dark Knight's easier to reach than other ones, so yeah, Dark Knight. I think Dark Knight's pretty cool. Not amazing. Trickster. Trickster's good, but Trickster is good. Trickster allows you to be a lot more independent. I'll put that in A. Trickster allows you to be a lot more independent, and with some of, like, foul play and stuff like that, and so on. It has been pretty useful. I don't think it's been amazing, but I've enjoyed Trickster. Like, Dorothea as a Trickster, not Linhardt. Actually, you can run him, but Yuri as a Trickster, yeah. Okay, so after that, this is Grappler, I think. Yeah, so Grappler, there's Brawler, but then there's Grappler. Grappler's good, but the only thing that really stands out to me, because there's unarmed combat, but you're better off with just Training Gauntlets, or Training Gauntlet Plus. But with Grappler, like, Tome Fairy, alright, I'll put them in B, because Tome Fairy is actually really useful for them specifically, because again, if they're going to be just one-to-one, having that avoid against Tomes is really, really useful, because bows they can usually take, not so much Tomes. And again, they absolutely decimate mages at point blank, so they got that going for them. So yeah, Dark Flyer. Ooh, Dark Flyer. I'll put that in. AOS. Shit. Because Dark Flyer is really, really good. Again, the flying mobility with the magic. Well, that can't speak for results. Flying mobility and magic. And transmute for certain characters can be amazing. Hell, this class made Flame viable. But, alright, so I put in S because, yeah, it's just Dark Flyer is, like, again, you don't get, like, massive things like the whole additional range of the Valkyries, but still, just having the ability to use magic and fly, holy shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Malignite was in this game, Edelgard and Annette would fucking destroy it. Okay, Warlock. Warlock's good, and you get both thing, but here's the thing, Warlock I find only really good if you're male, because if you're female, just fuck Warlock and just go to Grimoire. But yeah, so Warlock is fine if you're male specific. If you had, because again, even then you can go Dark Knight if you want, but if you want to be pure magic, then it's fine for male specific. Yeah. Then after that, there's Bishop. again, Bishop's kind of the same thing. You only really get useful utility skills as opposed to, like more white magic damage. But I'll put Bishop in C. Again, there is useful, like the addition. Actually, no, let's move it to B because the additional white magic munitions, especially for like warp, that's really useful. I'll put Thingy in C because whatever. Armors, okay, normal armor. I will put in because no, this is great. This is Fortress Knight. Fortress Knight I actually put in B tier because Fortress Knight is it's easy to get with magic, but physically speaking, I like what they did with Knights here, where they made them two extremes. Like they're so unbearably slow, and their res is absolute dog shit. So magic users can nuke them, but because again, you can get these if you play your cards right. You can get this before time skip where most of the enemies are physical. You can't be hurt. They just cannot touch you if you're a Fortress Knight. It's ridiculous how bulky you become. It's just like, yeah, good luck getting past me. So I'll give them that. Armors, C, because early on, again, having that extra thing, even the small move, usually it's not that bad for some of the earlier maps. Aside from that one with Miklan, fuck that map, I hate it. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, I think normal armor's just fine. Okay, so now we've just got kind of the other ones. Lordster, again, that just, for me, just reminded the same of Mercenary, so whatever. So Lordster, I just didn't think much of. Mercenary, Mercenary's fine, you get Vantage, and Vantage has usage, but for me, sorry, Mercenary doesn't stand out too much. Oh god, Hero. What did they do to Hero, man? The Hero class feels so underwhelming in this game. Nothing about its stats really stand out. It gets Defiant Strength, which can be useful if you're ready to run it, but again, really situational. I really don't like Hero in this game, and why it's Mel exclusive is so fucking dumb. Okay, so you get Poison Strike from these guys. I'll put them in B because no need to get like magic, we also get like dark spells and stuff like that, and Poison Strike. And Poison Strike can actually be pretty useful because I heard on Maddening where it's hard to double enemies and you got Thing. Poison Strike is really useful just to chip away at them. So yeah, okay, and the rest is kind of like just Thing classes. So this one's Brawler. Brawler's fine again, but you're better off going Brigand. Whatever. So yeah, honest to God, again, I'd skip Brawler. Like if you're going to do an intermediate physical class, just go Brigand, or again, or go Cav, or go Peg, or something like that. I'd skip Brawler because usually if you're good at brawling, you usually get Axe 2. Not always, but usually go with Brigand because you get Death Blow. Fighter, you get +2 strength, so I'll put that in. Because the thing is, you get +2 speed. +2 defense, +2 strength. I'll put Fighter. I'll be generous with it in B just because of the +2 strength. This is Thief. Thief is quite useful because usually you tend to be quite far when you get the Thief utility, so I'll put that in B tier as well. Sniper. Sniper I'll put in A, not S. I'll put Sniper in A because the additional range you have early on is useful, and Hunter's Volley is ridiculous. So yeah, granted, if you got Point Blank Volley, then you got best of both worlds. But yeah, Hunter's Volley is really, really good. This is Priest. Priest again. Wait, is that Priest? No, because that's Dance. Oh shit, no, that's Dancer. My bad. I bet the comments like, that's Dancer, you fucking idiot. No, Dancer does. Oh wait, some figures have changed to put Dancer in the low tier. Sorry, okay, the thing threw me off. Okay, the portrait should have got me. This Dancer. Sorry, I am so sorry, but people are freaking out right now. You fucking idiot. God, it all comes full circle. Yeah, but Dancer's S, because not only do you have the thingamajig, but Dancers can also fend for themselves with the Sword of Void and using magic. Again, there's a good amount of times where I use Dancers to fight people if I feel like it. You know, you should usually using it for additional move, but, you know, Dancers have their bugs. So, sorry, yeah, this one, put in the C tier. Soldier, Green, Professor. Again, no one really cares for defense, so I'll put that in D. And Monk, C. So, yeah. So, yeah, mostly A tier classes. Again, some of them I kind of haphazard as anything too hard, but yeah, again, I'm sure there's some people who are like, this goes here, this goes there. This is just what I think. Again, I think the most disappointing for me is, because I used to really like Holy Knight, but when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, but only so many people have actually light-based magic attacks. But yeah, so that is the tier list for me. Sorry about the Dancer bits, some things never change. Okay, so now we come to the third of the 4 tier lists I'm doing. This one we're judging is Crest. I'm sure Hanuman somewhere is just getting the biggest hard on. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to judge the Crest more so in terms of how, like, the again, you really judge only on battle properties and stuff like that. But we're also going to look at like how frequently they activate based on experience, also which ones was it major and minor, and just the overall utility. So I had to go back and forth from the wiki look up the description. So the first one we've got is the crest Byleth. That's Dimitri's crest. Okay, so the Fargus royal family crest inherited for the 10 elites. Occasionally doubles attack when weapons used for combat arts. Now here's the thing, because I remember when we streamed Ashen Wolves, Dimitri saved us by utilizing this. But the thing is, double check how it looks. Okay, it's that one. Also, if you're wondering why the background's different, because the other thing, it's all in black, you wouldn't be able to see the crest. So I'm like, yeah. I put this in B because it's really, really effective. Again, if you activate, like, you know, Atrocity and this clocks in, they're dead. But the thing is, it's only with combat arts. Even then, I find it to be really infrequent. Like, I've rarely ever seen Dimitri activate it. When he does, he absolutely destroys. But due to how infrequent it is, I put it a bit lower. I know its potential is, like, S tier in terms of damage, but because it's so infrequent and it's combat art only, like, some of the best crests are the ones where you don't need to combat, you just need to initiate. It doesn't matter what you do. So yeah, I put that in B tier. So the next crest is Crest of Charon. That's Catherine and Lysifia's. Occasionally raises might when using combat arts. Okay, same as Dimitri's. Okay, so same as Dimitri's one. But again, with Lysifia, Lysifia and Catherine, that rarely happens. Usually their base weapons alone are enough. Granted, no, like with some, like Lysifia and Hexblade, it can work. And Catherine's like stuff like Wrathful Strike or just doing stuff for the accuracy buffs, it can work. But with those characters, you rarely ever need to use it, because Thunderbrand alone usually is enough with the quadruple, and Lysifia's using magic most of the time, so, you know, Lysifia can use Thunderbrand, so Hexblade Thunderbrand, holy shit. Okay, next is the Crest of Daphne. That's Ingrid's one. So, sometimes raises might when using combat arts. Again, same as Dimitri's. Same as the other one. Just double check Crest of Daphne. That's this. Thing is, at least with Ingrid, it makes a bit more sense because she's got more combat arts to work off. Like, I think she's got Frozen Lance and actually, I can find that out. So give us a sec. Give us a sec. Let's find out what other thing is combat arts. Hold on. So yeah, Hexblade, Hit and Run, Frozen Lance. Frozen Lance is skill. Hexblade is magic. Or yeah, because Soul Blade is res, I think. Hexblade is magic. One of the two. So yeah, alright. Ingrid's I put in B and also Burning Crag. She'd be using it more often. Like with Catherine and Lysifia, they're not going to use it. Ingrid will at least use combat, so I'd put that in B too. Okay. Crest of Dominique. That's Annette. Occasionally conserves use of magic attacks. That's useful because Annette, you know, conserving magic with Annette is useful given her magic pool. Sorry, Crest of Dominique. That was this one. Okay, so I put that in. I'd also put that in B. It's not a maze. No women there. Conserving magic. Because yeah, well, the thing is, Annette can also really use Crusher and other things, so she can go a bit more physical. So she's not so magic restricted. So if this was on someone like Lysifia, then it would be an A tier. But I put it in B for Annette because she's not so restricted to just using magic. Okay, next. Flardarius. That's Felix's one. Sometimes raising might when using a weapon. Yeah, that's really, really useful because he's gonna again. Felix's one activates so often, and in the early game, man, again, you see it activate all the time. It's just again, it's like usually it activates more than it doesn't, so it's really useful in that regard. And holy shit, yeah. So I put Felix's there just because it's so frequent, and having that extra damage is like, yeah, especially in the early game, I definitely put there. Garcia. That's Sylvain's crest, occasionally raises might when you combat art. Now with Sylvain, because again, like Ingrid, he is a bit combat art dependent, but also I definitely put that in, because I put that in A tier, because Lance of Ruin early on, especially against like Night Kneeler, Death Knight, absolutely destroy him, but also I think he gets Swift Strike, and Swift Strike is the best combat art in the game, so in that case, having double damage on, like additional damage on Swift Strike, not double, but additional, yeah, really, really useful. The Crest of Gloucester. That's Lysifia and Lorenz, so occasionally raises magic attack. Yeah, so that's like Felix's one. So I'd put that in probably the same, because again, it activates really frequently. Sorry, just check the design. It activates super frequently, and on like Lorenz, it's a bit more like, if it was just Lorenz, I'd put it in like B tier, like Annette. But because it's Lysifia as well, really useful, because she's going to use magic attacks a lot. So I'd say, yeah, really useful in that regard. Goneril, that's Hilda's crest. Okay. sometimes allows combat arts to prevent enemy counterattack. That's interesting, that's useful, but with Hilda, they're usually dead by the end, so it's like, because that's a little redundant. Can you say redundant? It's kind of redundant. Because it's like, I'm going to use a combat art, and let's see, what are Hilda's combat arts? Shatter Slash, you choose a Diamond Axe, just like, so I'm going to put that in, it makes sense for Hilda. Early game I've used, I'll put that in B, but it is a little redundant, because it's like, but Hilda, you're going to kill them regardless. Because that's a little redundant. Can you say redundant? If you get where that's from, good for you. Crest of Lamine, that's Mercedes and Jeritza. So with Mercedes, it doesn't, so for Jeritza it's a bit useless, but Conserve Recovery Magic for Mercedes, I put that in A, because again, Conserve Recovery Magic, really useful. Not so much White Magic, Recovery specifically, because if it was White Magic alone, that would be better, but it's only Recovery, so I'll put that in A tier. Well, yeah, there's this one. Okay, so I'll put that in the A tier. Useful, but again, on Jeritza, kind of useless, but for Mercedes, very useful, because let's face it, she's going to be the healer. Okay, that's Claude's Crest. What does Claude even do? So, sometimes restore HP equal to combat arts. Okay, so that's, see, for Falfus, that would be amazing, and I know his Crest or like does something like that. Claude's got Bane and Monster's Finesse Blade. That's the thing though, Claude really, because the type of character Claude is, his HP is not something to worry about. He's not like a front-facing one. For me, it's a little, again, it's a bit redundant. I'm not going to do that joke again though. It's a little bit redundant, Claude's one. I'm going to put that in C tier, because again, it feels redundant. C for Claude. It feels redundant to me. That's Marianne's Crest. Sometimes it raises might when using a weapon. Okay, that one I'm going to put in... Marianne's one is... I'm going to put B, because Marianne doesn't always use a weapon, because again, she's kind of magic, but she can, and because she has combat arts that are really useful, her Hero's Relics are really strong, and she can run the mixed field, I'll put it in the mid of those, just because, usually Marianne's mostly magic-based, but she can easily run weapons if she wants to, and in that case, the Crest is very useful. But again, it's 50-50. Okay, so now we've got the four saints. So Seth Lean, that's Linhardt and Flame, sometimes raises might when using recovery magic. So they increase for additional things. I'm going to put that in A, Seth Lean, Crest of Saint Seth Lean, because both of them often, like, Flame's not much so recovery, she's got more so utility, but Linhardt, like, with physic and, stuff like that, yeah, that's really useful. I find that really useful. So yeah. Chico, that's Ferdinand and Seth, so similar, sometimes lets combat arts prevent enemy counterattacks. Okay, for Ferdinand that's useful, because he'll want to stay at 100% HP. Seth kind of useful, but again, if we go to Ferdinand's combat arts, because Ferdinand's got a shit ton, and he's got Swift Strike, so again, useful for Ferdinand. What about Seth? Ooh, also a shit ton. Alright, I'll put that in, because Swift Strike, they'll usually kill them regardless. I'll put that in A, because half the time, because again, they've got a lot of combat arts to make use of. I'll give them credit there. They got so many combat arts to make use of, and you can prevent enemies counterattack. That's really good. But once you get Swift Strike, again, redundant. I'm just saying that a lot. Okay, Crest of Indek. That's occasionally allows weapon attacks to strike twice. So Hanuman and Bernadetta have this. For Hanuman, not the best because again, it's weapon attacks and he uses magic. Whereas for Bernadetta, which is really useful, it's infrequent. I'm putting it in A tier because the Crest is amazing, but it's infrequent. That's the thing. It rarely activates, but the Crest itself is so good. It's a follow-up attack. Who says no to that? Okay, so we got this Crest, but only the Windcaller has it. So it's like, okay, but anyway, occasionally raises might during magic attacks. There we go. Alright, so yeah, so the Crest of Thingamajig, that was, which one? This one. That's NA, because we don't use it. It's useful in its own right, but we don't use it. The Four Apostles. That's Yuri's Crest. Prevent any attack. See, that one's a bit better because you just have to fight them. So I'm putting that in S tier because, again, all you have to do is hit them and they can not counterattack, which is really useful, especially for someone like Yuri, where he's very much about self-sustainment and he's all about doing stuff by himself. That is uber useful. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now we've got Balthas's one. Sometimes we'll hate combat art. So Balthas's one, yeah, this is like better. It better suits Balthas, especially because he likes the whole high HP based on certain thingamajigs. So, and because it's combat arts as well, like like Draining Blow. Yeah, Balthas's one definitely. That's really useful. It's this one, so A tier. And then Constance's one does not consume used during magic attacks. For bolting, yeah, S tier, because again, Constance has bolting, and if you don't consume bolting, holy shit. Sorry, I've got to double check in the design. Yeah, not consuming bolting is amazing. And there's Happy's one, use of recovery magic. Kind of useful. Happy doesn't have that much recovery magic. She's got physic and heal. It's not, but I'd put that in B because again, Happy's doesn't heal that much. She can, she's really useful, but she doesn't heal that much. All right, so the last of them. Let's have a look. Okay, Crest of the Divine. That's that's Byleth. So Crest of Nemesis. So occasionally restores HP equal to the damage dealt, raises. So that's really useful because you can just raise his might and stops counter attack. Yeah. That crest, the Crest of Flames does everything. Crest of Saros, that's Edelgard. Oh shit, everyone's got the Crest of Saros. Okay, so occasionally raises might when using combat arts. Again, for them, alright, for Edelgard has its perks, especially because if you're going to be using Raging Storm, so I'd put that in A because even though the other characters we can't use it, for Edelgard it would be really useful because she does like her combat arts. She likes her combat arts, yes she does. And the last one, that's Anna's one, the Crest of Ernest, that's, it's the same as Yuri's. So, yeah, Anna's one, it's the same as Yuri's, but yeah. So, there's no D tier one. So yeah, mostly A, again, pretty even. There's not that many crests out there that are kind of useless, so, hey, it went well, There was just one we couldn't make use of, so none of the crests are dog shit at least. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the very, very, very last tier list of, well, today's video, or whichever. But so yeah, now we're going to do the Heroes Relics. So we're going to judge them based on which one I think is just the overall best in terms of base power, what attributes do they offer, the combat art they have. Not so much design because they all vary, but all scaly and bony. But yeah, so let's just start with Heroes Relics. Okay, so we've got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. Alright, so let's start with Dimitri's one. That's, I'm not going to bother pronouncing these because I suck at it. Again, I'm really bad at pronunciation, but Dimitri's one. So it's got 19 base power, 75% hit, and 10% crit. Not bad. Okay, again, I've seen higher base power though. But it's Atrocity now, that's the one. Atrocity was the main takeaway because I remember this being fucking ridiculous. Effective damage against everything. 15 might, so that's essentially... Hold on, let's do the math. Thank you, I was going to say. So that's at minimum 34 might and effective... Oh boy, yeah. Holy shit. Again, the base weapon alone isn't that impressive, but its combat art is... Oh my god, Atrocity is ridiculous. Because it's super effective against everything. I'm tempted. The only reason I'm tempted to do A and S because without, because again, on its own it's not that impressive, but with Atrocity, holy shit. I'll put it in S just because Atrocity is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Alright, so now I've got the Aegis Shield. So yeah, this is interesting. This is a bit different. So Aegis Shield, so increases the user protection by 6 and resistance by 5. So they get +6 defense, +3 res, and if they've got the Crest of Aldarius, they get Pervice and Aegis. So basically, if you're Felix, you can't die because not only you get more strength and res, but also the damage gets cut in half if that activates. But if they don't have that, they just get the higher thing. So that's kind of lame if you don't have the Crest. But in the case of Felix, it is pretty good. And again, Felix is quite frail, so that is useful. I'd put that in B tier, honestly, because again, for Felix, it's great, but everyone else, because again, you give it to everyone else, it's not that much. Because again, they don't have to have the crest. They can have a crest and use it, but they just don't get those additional buffs. Alright, so now we've got Marianne's weapon. Bloodgang, or whatever it's called. Alright, so that's got... Alright, the might is pretty low. Stuff like that. Deals... Yeah. But, it deals magical damage, so that's actually a thing. Because if it deals magical damage, Marianne's magic stat, that's really, really dangerous. And then she has effective against cavalry and dragon foes. So dragon foes is for every hero's relic. But +10 might, so we're looking at 23 might. And effective against cavalry, that's pretty cool. Because there aren't that many heroes relics that are effective against cavalry specifically. So that's cool. And so that can be useful, especially against like Dark Holy Knights and Paladins, where Marianne may struggle because they have decent res. Great Knight, you can use magic anyway. But yeah, in that case, that's pretty cool. Not too strong, but also the magic damage, I'll put that in A. Because again, magic damage, Marianne's magic is already really impressive. So yeah, nice. Alright, next is Crusher. Oh boy, so Crusher. The hit rate's not that bad, but again, it deals magic-based damage with a base 18 might. And then Dust, effective damage to all dragon foes, increases -5 defense, might +20. So we're looking at 38 might, magic damage, and then increased by magic damage. And if they somehow survive, defense -5. Holy shit. The hit rate's bad, though. The hit rate is bad. It's only 60%. So, I don't know. That's gonna fucking hurt. Because here's the thing. It will either A, kill a foe, or B, like if you're against a boss and like you knock out health bar, it drops their defense, so it makes it easier. I'll put that in S. That's yeah, go in there. Holy shit. Oh, God. Oh, now there's Felnor. Felnor I adore. Because 18 might, that's like around, that was like one less than Dimitri's. 75 hit, and 20 crit, that's really good. And the 2 to 3 range, holy shit. Obviously deals bonus damage. And then Claude's combat art. So if it deals effective damage to dragons, avoids all attacks during the next round of combat. So you get a free avoid. The +10 might isn't much, but the 30 hit and the 10 crit, so it's probably 30 crit. Yeah, fuck it. Felnor's an S tier. I love Felnor so much. Oh my god. Because again, I remember when I did the Zoom, I gave that shit to Byleth. Fucking hell, Felnor. It's like, again, one of my favorite, like, just legendary weapons of Fire Emblem, period. Okay, next is Hilda's one, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is Hilda's. 23 might. Holy shit, that's really good. 60, that's better hit rate than Annette's weapon, so it's stronger and faster at base. Well, granted, it doesn't have the whole magic damage calculation. And Apocalyptic Flame, that's +15, so we're looking at 38. Yeah, 38 hit, 38 damage. +20 hit, that's useful. Inflict strength minus. So again, it's like Annette's one, where if they it will probably kill them, and if they survive, it's got a better hit. And if they survive, they got -5 strength. So again, that's kind of useful. A or S. I'm putting A because Annette has the magic damage modifier, so she can do even more. So yeah, so she's got that going for her. Okay, so the Lance of Ruin, that's Sylvain's weapon. This one's quite infamous. So 22 might, that's really, really good. 20 crit, not the best hit rate, but that's fine. And then Ruined Sky, +13, so we're looking at 35 might. Effective against flying foes as well, and you get +10 to all the other stuff. I'll put that in S because you get that shit super early. So, because some of the other hero ranks, you really gotta wait to get them. This one is like one of the first you can get. Oh my god, it's power. Like, again, the 23 might, holy shit pickles. 22, sorry. But yeah, so I'd give that an S tier. Lewin, this is Ingrid's weapon. So 17 might, not bad. 90 hit, that's good. Having a really high hit rate is really, really good. Burning Quake, so this is fun. So the damage, the crit and the void, alright. The damage isn't much, it's only +8, so we're looking at minimum 25 might. But the might increases based on the user's speed. And Ingrid is really, really fast, so that's pretty cool. I put it in A because, again, like, unless you're using Burning Quake, it's probably not that strong. But Burning Quake, bearing in mind Ingrid's speed stats, so toward the late game, it'll probably just absolutely decimate. So yeah, I put that in A tier. And it's not, again, you can get it quite easy as well. Raphalia Gem. So this is the one, this is Mercedes and Jaritz's. So nullifies critical hits and bonuses against its user. That's for everyone. Grant provides an Aegis with the Crest. So no matter who you are, you don't get crit, and you've got no wonder about effective damage, which is really, really useful for like anyone who's got a specialized class like Armour, Flying, Cav, doesn't matter. So that's really, really useful. So it's a really, really good safety net. So man, if you give this to like fucking Dedu or something, oh my god. Yeah, he ain't dying. Or like just someone with really, really good defense, someone who can really self-sustain. And then for the Provised Aegis, more so useful on Jaritza, not so much Mercedes, because, well, let's face it, Mercedes really doesn't need it. She's mostly supporting from the back line. But I'd put that in, you also get that kind of late. I'd put that in A tier, because the secondary effect isn't that useful, the Crest specific effect isn't that useful, but the other thing, yeah, that's awesome. That is really awesome. Okay, Sword of the Creator. So, this is Byleth, so the might is actually pretty pathetic, it's only 7. Wait, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Sublime Sword of the Creator. Yeah, there's Sublime. So 15 might, that's better. 90 hit, that's good. 1-2 range, very, very useful. Okay, so you get Sublime Heaven. Oh yeah, so yeah, I thought it was Ruptured Heaven. So you get Ruptured Heaven, which deals magic based on damage modifier. Damage based on magic modifier, which is good because Byleth can have decent magic. And Sublime Heaven, which is the same but strong. Oh yeah, but stronger. So I'm going to put that in S because get it really early, 1 to 2 range, and the modifier, if done right, can be really, really useful. So we got that going for it. Okay, so next up is Thunderbrand. That's Catherine's weapon. So 70 hit, not the best. It attacks twice, so it's like a brave weapon. You got enough speed. You got 13 might, and it's got 30 uses, which is cool. And you got 4 Darian. This one is effective against armors, but it only gets +6. Thunderbrand. Okay, you get it early though. Thunderbrand is useful, but it has hit rate problems. Its combat art kind of sucks. But again, the quad attack, man. It's a brave... I gotta put it in A because it's a quad attack. It's really useful in that regard. Actually, no. Let's move it down to B because I know it's hit rate problems and stuff like that. So I'm conflicted. I'll put it in B. Okay, this one. This is Claude's one, or like Lascivious more specifically. +2 magic rain. You got the Classic you get Provice and Aegis, so you get plus additional defense, and you get +2 range of magic attacks. For Lascivia, that's fucking amazing. Again, for other people, if you're not using magic, it's fucking useless. But to have +2 range with this, yeah, and even then the additional stuff, yeah. Sorry, the +2 range on Lascivia. It's like, but this is Claude's relic. Not anymore. Right, now we've got Edelgard's one. Okay, Edelgard's might is ridiculous. Again, hit rate problems. With the 20 crits cool too, and Raging Storm. So you get +14, so that's 38 might. +10 hit, so you got 70 hit, not the worst in the world. And if you land, you can move again. Yeah, straight up. Literally, this is I remember that people saying this is like the meta pick. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so now we've got Yuri's one, Fetters of Dromi. So you get +1 move and Canto when you equip this, so that's useful. And you get Provice and Aegis when you have the Crest. Now by itself, that's useful just for having the +1 move and the Canto ability, that's cool. But for Yuri specifically, because he's so independent and he's often like just doing stuff by himself, it's really, really useful. And also having Provice and Aegis, a really good safety net. So for Yuri, it's great. Yeah, for everyone else, it's solid, but for Yuri, it's just perfect. And finally, Falfus is one. Okay, so Falfus is one. It's 7 might, which you think that's low, but remember, they are gauntlets, so 7 times 4, let's say. So in total, we're doing what? 28 damage, 28 might, with 90 hit for a gauntlet weapon on Falfus. That's amazing. 2 consecutive hit naturally, 10% crit, and you got Eviscerate. So it's not that much stronger, but it targets the lower values. So if you're a magic user, he's going to target your defense stat. If you're a tank, he's going to target your red stat. So Falfus is just going to fucking murder you with this. So yeah, I'm putting that in S because you would just get murdered. So yeah, a lot of the heroes' relics are really damn good, and even the lowest ones aren't that bad. They're absolutely fine. But yeah, holy shit. But anyway, so yeah, thank you all for tuning into this tier list based video. I hope you enjoyed it. Lucina, thank you for the suggestion. If you've got any more ideas for tier lists you'd like to see, or maybe changes to the format, just let me know. Like I said, if you follow me on Twitter or Discord and stuff like that, it's much easier just to DM me and I can keep track better. And please hit like and subscribe as well, just because, it helps out the channel and it just motivates me to do these even more. But so yeah, happy 2022 to everybody. I will see you next time. Hopefully I'll get Ashenwall's done at some point, but again, there's a lot to do because there's animations and stuff like that. But hopefully I can put out more of these and they can help tide you over till the next big video. But until then, thank you all very much for watching. But anyway, that's it from me. I'll see you all next time. And of course, I want to say a very special thank you to Wolffox, Shadow Dragon, Lucina21, Degenerate Peach, K-Dog, Chaos Sabereye, Vincent Clark, Midnight Castle, Maggieful, Patanka Fan 32, Jeremy Redinger, Ferdinand Daniel Hodgson, Twisted Scarecrow, Cameron Reynolds, and finally Zenny Dragon. Thank you all so much. I love and appreciate you guys. You're the absolute best. Thank you, thank you, thank you.